Hello, everybody. We have Celia Alves with us today. She has a company called Solve and Excel based in Canada. And she contacted me on email and said, "Hey, Ruth, I have a chart that you should definitely see for your How to Mislead with Charts show." So I was actually quite shocked when I saw it. But before we go into that, tell us, what is you have a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. If you look for Celia Alves Solve Excel, you will get there. And I've been focusing on Excel automation, so helping people with especially report automation when they have to repeat the same thing over and over. So a little bit of Power Query, a little bit of VBA, a little bit of Excel features in general. And that's what I've been talking about most lately.
Good. So you do consulting.
If you're interested. And I do consulting for companies. It's usually about that too. So that's why I'm teaching what I've been learning the past years with my work.
Sorry, how did you came about the chart?
Yeah, so the chart came to me around December or maybe January this year. It came on the mail, on those newsletters that we get on our mailbox. Maybe it was, I think it is from a realtor company. And I didn't keep the original. I just thought that the chart was, it caught my attention. I used to be a mathematics teacher, and and I used to be very picky with my students when they were building charts. You need to put a title, you need to put the axis and from titles and units and the tick marks and everything. So something caught my attention. This is not right. And I took a picture and even sent it to a friend in Portugal she's also teaching mathematics there in high school still. So that's what I had. And then when I saw your chart series, I remember the chart and I thought, I think I still have the picture in my phone. Let me send it to Ruth. So if we take a look at the chart, it's not difficult to understand what they intend us to understand, I believe. But something weird is going on here. So it says it says average home prices. Okay, so we have prices here, and then we have the years in the column labels instead of below, as it is more usual to do.
Yeah.
And then it says units sold. It's not easy to understand what happens with the units sold because, well, we just have the numbers. So we need to really focus on the numbers and think what they are and realize that 3,746 is less than the other one and then the previous one, and then it goes up again.
It is actually a little bit misleading anyway, because you are not seeing that the unit sold goes down, as you very well said. I never thought about that. It's actually going down on the number, but if you look at the chart, everything's going up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think exactly. I don't think the intention was to pass a misleading information there, or maybe it was. Maybe the realtor wants to say that houses are selling more and more and more, both in price and units. Maybe. So I created here an alternative to that chart, and we can see the price going up always, the number of units down. So down there and then up, and then it's interesting that in 2020, even with all the crisis, with the pandemic crisis, it still went up quite a bit.
Yeah, significant actually. Your chart really showcases how the actual data looks like, that the number of units went actually down to go up a little bit and the prices remain up. That shows a better picture of what's actually going on than what the chart showed from the beginning.
Yeah,
right?
so what happens here with the original chart is that whoever built it tried to work the chart as if it was just one series of data, but we have two series of data, right? We have the units sold and we have the average price. So we end up having to use two charts combined somehow. It could be two column charts maybe. I thought this one would be easier to read.
Yeah.
So we have to go with a combo chart.
Yeah. I really like what you did that, because the one that you have behind, where you have the axis still there, the right and the,
Yeah,
it's
so
so hard to read. So I really like that one. I think it looks very, very good and clear.
so these two charts represent the same information. The first one is what we get in Excel right off the bat when we go and select those two series of data there and choose a combo chart and say I want a column chart and a line chart on the second axis. This is what we get. But then we need to look at numbers there on the two axes, and so it's not so easy. So then what I did was I eliminated some of the two axes. I put them invisible, and I brought the labels to both charts and a little bit of coloring and all that.
But the difference is so big. And for newspaper, I mean, you really want to make it easy and clean, so it is appealing
Yeah.
to read. I think you did a great job, actually.
So there's if we put the effort, there's definitely even more things that we could improve here, trying to, depending on, of course, what the message is that you want to convey and who is your audience, that can make
Yeah.
a difference in your decisions too.
And that is very relevant when we come to your chart number 2, right?
I like this one better than the second version here. So in here we have another chart, another option that I thought could be interesting to try, since we have two series. And in here we have the units are represented by the size of the bubble, and then the price is here on the left vertical axis, and we can see that the price is going up because the bubbles are going up. I ended up changing the number formatting here to show units because I thought that just putting the number there wouldn't be so easy to interpret. So
Clever.
yeah, but I think for the audience that probably is the audience of that newsletter, this one would not be so easy to read for most of the people. So the
Yeah,
other one is.
it's better. So what do we say? Who is the winning chart for this?
So I think this would be the winning one.
Yeah, I think so too. It really conveys the information easier, and I believe anybody can read that chart. Thank you very much for showing us your mastery in Excel. That's so cool that
Oh,
you can pull out
no.
the little chart like that. That's really nice. And thank you for showing us how you would create a chart or a better visualization. So guys, did you enjoy the session with Celia? I really, really loved it. You should see her. I mean, it was an hour recording in that I cut down to 9 minutes. So I saw her working with Excel. Holy moly. She's really, really good. Anyway, thank you, Celia. Subscribe to her channel. I'm going to post all the information about her down below in the comments in case you want to follow her. So, I have another chart for you. This is quite interesting. It's actually not a chart. It's just using information to convey a message. And I would like you to tell me what's wrong with it. And please, I have to say it again, no politics. This is about data. So just let me know what's wrong with that. Not the message, but how it is conveyed. Okay, so with that said, let's get into it. This comes from Tom Cotton. I'm not going to tell you who he is, you can search it, because otherwise it will get even more political. But this is like this: most Americans agree with the common sense principle that women's sports are for women. And then he shows data. It's not a chart. So he shows data that says overall 53% of registered voters support banning of transgender from competing in women's sports. And then he shows data on different categories. So he says men and women. This one category says Republicans versus Democrats, independents, and then, generational Gen Z, millennials, baby boomers. So it's quite interesting the categories picked, by the way. But what's wrong with this? And again, it's not about the politics. I understand how controversial this actually is, but what we're talking about is the data. What's wrong with presenting the data this way? Let me know, and we will discuss this next week's video. Looking for your comments. Please, 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 no politics. Please, please. Okay, see you again on Friday. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.